Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Double Chen News. It's Dan.
It's Yi.
And Mike's gone for the week, so it's Yi and I again.
He's on an adventure.
He's on another adventure. Mike goes on adventures quite often. I wonder if people think that we just never go on adventures.
We go on adventures, but...
They're very short.
Very short adventures.
Very short adventures. So here we go. We always talk about Chinese babies doing things in public which are allowed by their parents, like basically peeing and pooing in public. That's basically the thing that people always think about.
It's the thing that makes everyone really outraged for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess nobody wants to smell poo in public.
Yeah, and look, some of these places, of course, like, okay, they are out in public, like if you're on the subway, no, we're not, it shouldn't happen. But the recent place that reportedly has happened, I think trumps them all, which is the St. Catherine's Palace.
In Russia. It almost reminds me of that section of the Versailles Palace. Yeah. It's so beautiful and opulent. It's definitely one of those places that you would not think of peeing or pooing.
That's what I was gonna say. This reminds me of the Versailles Palace. It's like a part of the culture and history. I would say even the floors are a part of that. They're like an art piece. It's not just the walls, right? It's the entire palace. So you're doing it right there. If this is true. Now, there's some speculation whether or not this is true.
They're saying that there was a group of Chinese tourists, and apparently one of the parents allowed a little boy to pee on the floors when he couldn't hold it anymore.
Right.
Now, there is no confirmed reports of this, okay? This is just speculation so far. And apparently the day that reportedly this happened was on a day that the museum was closed. So it's all really suspicious.
If this is the case, it's definitely not okay. And like you said, if this was the case, I feel like this would have been a much, much bigger deal. You're talking about a national landmark in the very least.
Yeah.
In the very least, you would have had police arrive, I would say, and then there would have been a photo snap. So I'm not saying that it's fake.
It might be. I think it might be. I think that the reason I think this instance might be fake, and I'm not saying that there's no behavior like this. Trust me, we'll tell you a story right after this. But in this instance, I almost feel like it's fake just because, first of all, the instances in which I saw mainlanders let their kids pee in public or poo in public, they're usually holding them in front of a trash can onto a little dirt area or something like that. Like, when I was little and we grew up in rural areas, where I went back to visit my cousins in rural areas, people went pee or poo in public, but they generally went on the side road, like towards a dirted area or something like that. And even in bigger cities, they'll hold the kid up to a trash can. Don't do that. Still don't do that. But at least it's going into somewhere where it's trash.
Container.
Like a container of sort. Yeah, exactly. But I have yet to see a family let their children or grandchildren pee completely just on the wooden floors.
Well, I would say I've seen photos this year of parents and grandmas, that famous photo outside of Burberry where they just did it on the floor. Not the wood floor, but...
Not the inside.
Not the inside, right. The pavement, not like a container. It's just like on the ground. In
that instance, I think that because they think it's outside, it's okay. But I've never heard of a situation where somebody went inside somewhere like this, like a museum. It would be the equivalent of going into the Met Museum in New York City and peeing on the floor there.
Exactly. Like, if that happened in New York City, there would be like the guards will come up and they'll be like, I don't know, they wouldn't arrest them, but they will maybe like...
There'll be photos. There'll be people.
Massive amounts of photos.
I feel like there'll be people around there taking photos. And in this instance, I mean, a lot of people must have gone to visit the palace. If this happened, I'm sure there are people snapping photos. I realize that sometimes when a bunch of Chinese tourists visit a certain area, the local residents get really mad.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, why are they here? They're so loud and noisy, blah, blah, blah. They're really like, they're rude or something like that. And they want to be like, they almost want to like say these things or maybe tell these very exaggerated stories. And hey, if this actually happened, I'd be really, really shocked, but then I would have nothing to say. But I doubt this exact thing happened. But we have seen some really interesting things.
Oh yeah, I mean letting your kids pee and poo in public is obviously like that's an offense.
Right.
But I mean, we see all the time, like Chinese parents literally changing their babies' diapers in public.
No, we're not talking about on an outside park bench or something like that.
No,
which would also not be great because
no,
poo's
like
everywhere.
in a communal seat.
Okay, so this is what happened. We were in a very high-end mall.
Yeah.
A very, very high-end mall.
Right.
Like one of those places where they only sell like luxury goods.
Right.
Don't know why I'm there. I can't afford anything there. But anyways, was walking through there and saw this Chinese mom changing her baby on one of the plush seats. It's not really like a plush seat. It's just one of those areas where you rest before you go into the store. And it's indoors. It's an indoor mall. And she was just changing him and then wiping it up and everything's visible.
I don't know where I guess there's a bag she threw the diaper in.
No, there must be like some kind of, there's always trash cans within the mall, It wasn't even like one of those malls where it's like really big and family oriented. Right. We're talking about a really just luxury, like really exclusive kind of mall situation right here. Yeah. Just walking through and I just totally witnessed this and we were like, wow, maybe a bathroom would be better for that.
I mean, that's why they have changing tables in the bathroom.
No, here's the thing. If the bathroom was really far and what had to be done, I could almost understand. But the bathroom was literally around the corner.
But that's why they invent diapers. I mean, right? If you had to change a baby as soon as it went, then why do you need diapers? Like, diapers are supposed to hold it there,
But the diaper is not endless. You can't
but you can walk a minute or two to the bathroom. That's why there's changing tables. That's why there's changing stations. Otherwise, the world is your changing station, which, and people also obviously the bacteria is one issue, but people also just don't want to see that,
Yeah, well, luckily that day when we were walking through, there was not that many people. Right. So even though in this case, we're not sure that it happened, it probably didn't happen, but in the many other cases where the parents did let the kid pee or poo in public, it might be a good idea to just try to look for a bathroom. I mean, a lot of times when I was little, I remember having to go really badly, and I'm telling you, it's hard to hold it. But I feel like generally in tourist populated areas where they know that it's a tourist attraction, they put a lot of bathrooms in.
At this point, you're not really going to change the behavior, but like they mentioned in this article, I feel like the Chinese tour guides, they need to start doing something. They can't just be like, oh, look, when you get a group, just remind them.
I also think that the tour guides need to tell them where the bathroom is. A lot of times these tour guides are ill prepared, and so they're not able to. When the kid really needs to go, he can't even tell you where the bathroom is. Right. And so, these things can be prevented if you can direct them to the bathroom really quickly. Then the kid would have been able to go.
Because it's not like they don't want to obey the rules. It's just they don't know the rules. Yeah. Right. So if you said, okay, if your kids need go, this is how we do it. I think they'll do that. And I feel like they need to implement a system now where Chinese tour guides that you have to be trained to tell people, and then you will not run it, and then there'll be less shaming and people will be less mad.
You know what's funny? I remember I just drew from my memory an oppressed memory.
Okay.
When I was little, apparently my parents said that they took me to see the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. And I really had to go to the bathroom. I have zero recollection of this, but it just goes to show. When I was
you peed in the Hudson?
No, I was 3 or 4 years old, or no, 3 or younger. My dad said I really had to go when we were on the top of the Statue of Liberty, and he said that he just let me go there.
You went to the top. Yeah. You walked up 3 hours from the bottom to get to the top where she's holding the torch.
I don't have any recollection, but my dad told me that back in the day it wasn't as strict, because that was before 9/11, so it wasn't like the background checks were that strict. So we all went as a group.
No, it's not strict. It's a feat.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, they must have been carrying me because I couldn't have been able to do that. But apparently he said, "Oh, we just let you go."
Yeah. No, because I've been in the Statue of Liberty many times, only with my family to visit there, and no time where we let's go to the top, because it's supposedly 2 to 3 hours to walk to the top.
Maybe my parents were really athletic when they were younger, so I don't know but it's by the time I got there, apparently there was no restroom or something, and they just let me go. And
so you peed off the torch?
I don't know where I peed. He was on the Statue of Liberty, and I was like, Dad, how could you let me do that? And then he was like, well, you were a baby, you had to go, you had to relieve yourself. And I was like, okay.
That I wish there was a viewer there that was like, so 20 years ago when I looked up at the Statue of Liberty and liquid flew on my head, that was you. Like, that would be the funniest thing.
Nah,
I'm pretty sure they just let you go in the
wouldn't-
corner.
No, it wouldn't have been like that. It definitely was on some sort of surface, like a floor or something. Anyways,
good pee story. I've never peed in public as a child. My parents. Oh, actually, you know what? I did when I was in China. I do have this recollection. I was like 2, and we lived in. This is when like Shanghai wasn't developed at all, and we lived in the equivalent of a hutong, but they call it longtangs. It's a very rural collection of like stone huts that we lived in.
Okay,
or
but
houses.
it was still in Shanghai, right?
Doesn't matter. Like, there's no door. Like, I'm living in stone. I'm taking a bath. I tell like I was born. I'm pooping in spittoons, and I'm taking baths in stone sinks. Okay, there's no. That's how I for the first like 2 years of my life until I moved to America. But I do remember one time where I pooped in the street in the alley, in the gutters where wastewater goes.
Well, it goes to wastewater anyways, and if no one could see you, I mean, if it was kind of secluded, it would have been okay.
But I have done that in public, but I shouldn't have done it, but growing up, I never.
Nah, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it was a different time, and nowadays you'll find less of those areas where you can do that.
Exactly.
Anyhow.
Anyways, guys, this would be, if this is true, this would be probably one of the most egregious offenses, I would say.
Yeah, but hopefully it didn't happen. I'm hoping that it didn't happen, so I would like to not be proven wrong.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think about this story. Thanks for watching. Bye.